Hello everyone, this is Vrishali and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In previous session we discussed about all layers of OSI model with examples. I have mentioned a complete computer network and security subject playlist link in below description box. Now in today's session we will discuss a next point that is TCP IP model. Let's start the session. At the end of this video, you should learn about all the layers and functionality of TCP/IP model, and at the end we will discuss a question bank. Now, the first point is what exactly TCP/IP model. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol and IP stands for Internet Protocol. This model was developed by Department of Defense in 1960. Basically, TCP/IP model is older version of OSI model. Nowadays, OSI model used everywhere. TCP/IP model is majorly contributed in the working of ARPANET in 1975. Now what is ARPANET? ARPANET stands for Advanced Research Project Agency Network. Basically, ARPANET is a first wide area network where TCP/IP protocol and model is used. Now what is the working of TCP/IP model? See, in network there are multiple devices. All the devices are connected with each other. One device sends information to another device. So, for performing smooth, reliable, and accurate communication between sender and receiver, for that purpose, TCP/IP model is used. Now, the next layers of TCP/IP model. As we discussed earlier, in OSI model, there are total 7 layers. In TCP/IP model, there are total 4 layers. TCP/IP model is older version of OSI model. In OSI model, first two layer that is physical layer, data link layer. Combinedly, in TCP/IP model called as network access layer. In OSI model, there is network layer. In TCP/IP model, there is internet layer. The working is same, just name is different. In OSI model, there is transport layer. Here is also a same transport layer. Now in OSI model, first three layers that is application, presentation and session layer. Combinedly in TCP/IP model there is application layer. Basically in TCP/IP model there are four layers called as network access layer, internet layer, transport layer and application layer. Now let's discuss all these layers in detail. Now from sender side, a first layer is called as application layer. See, in your daily life, you have interacted with different social applications like Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. You have used different banking applications, gaming applications, Gmail, then file transfer applications, right? Means you have to interact with that software. So this front end graphical user interface is called as application layer. Through application layer, you access any global information or you can send information over the internet. Now, in application layer, there are different protocols are used for communication purpose. The first protocol, which is called as HTTP protocol, that is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. See, when you search something on the internet, suppose you have to search www.google.com. So this HTTP protocol is used for accessing all the information over the internet. They perform smooth communication between client and the server. Next one is the SMTP protocol, that is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. When one device send email to another device, so all the email related services are handled by SMTP protocol. Next one is a FTP, that is File Transfer Protocol. When one device send file to another device over the internet, so this transmitting file communication are handled by FTP. Next one is a NTP, that is Network Time Protocol. See, your computer is connected or synchronized to a particular standard clock or standard time as per your country. So this is called as NTP protocol. And last one is a telnet protocol. Sometimes you have used different virtual terminals or you have to perform a connection between local computers and remote computers. So at that time telnet protocol is used. So basically application layer provide all these protocols to performing smooth communication between client and the server. Now let's take one example. Suppose through WhatsApp, sender send a message that is hi, how are you to the particular person. So this message is generated in the application layer. Now application layer send this message to the transport layer. Next. Now the next layer is called as transport layer. Transport layer has total three functionality: segmentation, flow control and error control. In segmentation, transport layer divide a complete message into the smaller units, which is called as segment, and they give a proper sequence to that message. Next, transport layer perform flow control functionality. Basically, transport layer manage how much amount of data sent between sender and the receiver and what is the speed of that data. So these all things are handled by transport layer. And last one is the error control. Transport layer ensure that whatever the information sent by the sender, it is received by the receiver accurately. If there are any errors, they solve those errors and retransmit those information again. So these all three functionalities are performed by the transport layer. So to perform this functionality, there are two protocols are used, TCP and UDP protocol. First discuss TCP protocol. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol. The main thing is, first, TCP protocol establish a network connection between sender and the receiver. After that, TCP protocol is a connection oriented protocol because they take a feedback from the receiver whether a particular message is received by the receiver or not. If it is not received by the receiver, they detect what errors have generated and retransmit those message again to the receiver. That's why which is also called as reliable protocol. Basically, in TCP protocol there is a guarantee. Receiver receive a accurate information or accurate message sent by the sender. So this is called as TCP protocol. Now the next one is a UDP protocol. UDP stands for User Datagram Protocol. This UDP protocol is just the opposite of TCP protocol. It provides the connection-less service because they didn't take any feedback from the receiver whether they receive a particular message or not. It is an unreliable protocol because they just detect or identify some basic errors but does not resolve those errors. And UDP is faster than TCP because TCP can perform verification at each step. So basically in UDP there is no any guarantee that receiver received a particular message or not. So this is called as UDP protocol. So basically in some online streaming videos, in online streaming audios or voice over notes, there are UDP protocols are used. Or for internet searching for sending emails purpose, TCP protocol is used. Okay. Now the next. See, as we discussed earlier, sender send a message, hi, how are you in application layer. Application layer send this message to the transport layer. Transport layer receive those message, divide those message into the small units called as segment. Also check flow control and error control between sender and the receiver. Now this segment is sent forward to the internet. This internet layer is also called as network layer or IP layer. So internet layer is work on the IP address and to decide the shortest path between sender and the receiver. So this segment in transport layer called as packet in internet layer. How? See here. See here in this image. Here internet layer is work on when two devices is placed in different networks. Okay. See, this is a network 1 and this A PC is connected in network 1. And now this is a BPC which is connected in network 2. And these two networks are connected with each other through router. Now this A is a sender. This they want to send information to the this BPC in network 2. Okay. Now what happened? Each PC they have their own IP address. Now what is IP address? IP address is a unique address that have every PC and every computers or laptop. Okay, this is the identity of particular PC. Now here they generate one packet, and under that packet IP address of sender PC and IP address of receiver PC is stored, that is IP1 and IP2, and again stored the message, that is hi how are you. This message is stored in this packet. Okay, now the in IP address, see here, this APC IP address is 192.168.2.1. So these first three numbers indicate the network address. Okay, so 192.168.2, this indicate the network 1 address, and 1 indicate this host address or this PC address. Similarly here 192.168.4, this is called as network address, this is a network 2 address, and 1 is the PC address which placed in network 2. Clear? Now this A PC want to send information to B PC. So they gives the IP address of that PC, okay, and send this packet to the network 1. Now network 1, here router check that IP address. So they check IP address is 192.168.4.1. Okay. So they check 192.168.4 is a network 2 IP address, and this one is the address of the host address of that PC. So accurately they send this packet to the BPC in network 2 in this way. Clear? So for that purpose there is a IP protocol is used. This IP protocol delivered a particular packet from source to destination, from sender to the receiver according the IP address. Now next protocol is ICMP protocol, that is Internet Control Message Protocol. So basically this protocol provide all the information in case of any network problem is generated in between network 1 and network 2. And last one is a ARP protocol, that is Address Resolution Protocol. So basically this protocol finding physical address using the IP address of that particular PC. Okay. Every PC having their own physical address, that is hardware address or IP address. Okay. So this ARP protocol find out all the physical address using the IP address. So these three protocols mainly used in internet layer. So what is the work of internet layer? They send hi, how are you? This message to the receiver PC according to their IP address. Okay. And for that purpose they find out the shortest path. Now here last layer is called as network access layer. So this is the lowest layer in TCP IP model, and basically it's the combination of physical layer and data link layer. Now what happened? See, this internet send packet to the network access layer. Under that packet there is a IP address of sender, IP address of the receiver, and the particular message, that is hi how are you. So this message is in the binary format which is understandable by the machine, that is 0101 format, right? So network access layer convert this message in the form of signals. Okay, now what happened? In previous session we discussed the transmission medias. Okay, this sender and this receiver connected with each other through some cables. Either it is coaxial cable or a twisted pair cable or some optical fiber cable, right? So network access layer provide the particular information as per the transmission media. Okay. This network access layer first detect that yes, it is a optical fiber cable. So they transmit those signals in the form of lights. Suppose it is the coaxial cable, so they transmit those signals in the form of bit by bit format, right? So this is the work of network access layer. According the transmission media, they send these signals to the receiver. And at the end, this hi, how are you? This message reach at the receiver through the cable. Clear? So this is called as TCP IP model. Now, as per the previous year question paper, that is explain TCP IP model. This question asked for 6 marks. Either they asked explain OSI model or they asked explain TCP IP model compulsorily in your paper. So prepare all these layers with diagram. So thank you. Keep learning.